So tell me if it's just me, but have you noticed an almost frenzied excitement from the political establishment and the MSM today, who all seem to be willing for the bold new Liz Truss economic vision for the UK, revealed by Kwasi Kwarteng in Friday's emergency mini-budget, to crash and burn? With a very thin veil, they are celebrating the collapse of the pound versus the dollar without any patience or any context. It was an emergency budget because these are not normal times, and it's going to take some time to see if the single-minded focus on growth pays off. But to declare a national emergency, as many of these Project Fair types have done, because a few city boys playing the currency markets, is nothing short of unbridled hysteria. And yes, spending cuts and a balancing of the books will have to come most likely in a medium-term fiscal plan on the 23rd of November. But do not try and tell me that returning the top tax rate to the same level it was under the government of Tony Blair is some sort of far-right extreme financial policy. For anyone doubting that there isn't an establishment plot to enact the same treatment on Liz Truss as that which faced her predecessor Boris Johnson, already today, the laughably biased Sly News has been talking about Tory MPs starting to draft letters of no confidence in the PM. I mean, she's been in the job for 20 days. 20 days, with over half of that dominated by the official national mourning period. But today, the stark choice facing the country was laid bare at the Labour Party conference in Liverpool, where the failed Labour leader, or former Labour leader, Ed Miliband, right back at the centre of power, and the new Shadow Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, proved beyond any doubt they will bankrupt the country with a deranged bid to push towards a zero-carbon power policy by 2030, just 8 years away.
All these crises have the same ultimate cause: our dependence on fossil fuels. And all of them have the same solution: low-cost, homegrown, zero-carbon power for our country. A Labour government will make Britain the first country in the world to set and achieve the target of zero-carbon power by 2030. It is within our grasp. Let's hear it for doubling onshore wind, trebling solar power, quadrupling offshore wind, tidal power, nuclear, hydrogen power.
And conference. Fracking is dangerous. It is bad for the planet. It won't even reduce our bills. And with Labour, it will not happen. This is a moral responsibility, and it's an economic necessity. On climate change, the costs of inaction today will mean far greater costs tomorrow. I refuse to leave our children to pick up the pieces of our failure. Conference, I will be a responsible Chancellor. I will be Britain's first Green Chancellor.
Are they both crazy? Do they not understand why we are facing this energy catastrophe this winter in the first place? It's because we left our supplies in the hands of bad actors so we could pretend to be environmentally friendly. And they're going to do exactly the same thing, including outlawing fracking again with fake news about it causing earthquakes. The exact same propaganda, by the way, spread by Russian operatives on behalf of Putin. Actually, the past few days has reminded me of this famous phrase from the Iron Lady herself, Margaret Thatcher.
The honourable member is saying is that he would rather the poor were poorer, provided the rich were less rich. That way you will never create the wealth for better social services as we have. And what a policy! Yes, he would rather have the poor poorer, provided the rich were less rich. That is a Liberal policy. Yes,
Now, I know she was talking about the Liberal policy there, but nothing has changed in terms of Labour in 2022. Because Labour in 2022 would still rather the poor were poorer, providing the rich were less rich. They're now just cloaking their socialist philosophies in a green cloak.